What's up, everybody? Blood on the Razor Wire TV. Took me about 5 minutes in order to, maybe even 10, to get into YouTube tonight. Don't know exactly what's going on, but I don't know. It's always something, right? It's just pisses you off. Got a lot to talk about tonight. Get some people in here. Make sure country's in here. We'll see what's going on. Hold on. Okay, I see Sad in here. Gary Davis. Is country in here yet? Let me see. Here we go. Got to be more exciting when we do a live, right? You can't be like, you just stutter stepping over here. I'm kind of discombobulated right now for a lot of reasons. I've been trying to get in here probably about 10 minutes. It just keeps roaming and roaming and roaming. And I didn't just fart. That's my chair. I probably need a new chair, man. But, my hours have been down lately. Just joking. But anyway, tonight we're going to talk about Sloot. We'll talk about Washington, D.C. We'll talk about some of the stuff we did over there. Some people are like, yo, man, this kid Sloot, right, did all this crazy shit. And people are like, oh, he did it 20 years ago, and we want to know the details. We believe he did it. He was always the suspect. And now finally today he's like, pretty much, hey, yeah, it was me, and this is how it went down. So we'll get into that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about what's going to happen to this dude when he gets to federal prison. Some people might think he's going to go to a special prison, and I'll tie this into some of the things that happened in D.C., some of the things that we had talked about down there. I just want to try to find this article that I had that I was looking at earlier. Give me 1 second so we're going to get into this thing, man. As part of the plea agreement, Sloot. I got some other stuff lined up too, man, so I don't want you guys to get bored, man. If you want, go ahead, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't never been here before. Let me see. So happy you were posting this. Several of my friends want to know what his life will be like in prison. We're going to talk about it. What will his life be like? I know, boy, if he was in that Alabama State prison, boy, his ass really be out, wouldn't he? They might be putting him in the Hucklebuck, acting like he was choking and have him in the Heimlich. Probably not for his crime, but just because, of some of the shit that he's well, I'm not going to say it. That could be wrong for YouTube. They might not jump on him just because of his crime over there. They might use that as an excuse, but I think they would get on this kid, man, just because they want to, they want that bread. But anyway, let's talk about if he's got some money, they want it, man. If you got a couple peanut butters, they want it. So anyway, man, we'll just kind of try to look at what happened here on the PDF, right? This is his words. Has anybody read the transcript yet from this? Let's read the transcript, and then because the transcript's public knowledge, right? He's gonna end up in a prison, and you might be thinking, oh, they're gonna send him to a special prison. He'll be okay. Doesn't always happen that way. And we'll talk about another cat that I actually talked to some people, from the White House this week while I was in D.C. about. But here we go, right? Let's check this out. If you haven't read this transcript, this is it. Let me see. Let me blow this joint up because without my glasses on, things are a little bit crazy. So here we go. This is him. Plus, she has to go back to her hotel, but I was just trying to get dropped off a little bit further away from her hotel so we could walk back to her hotel, and I might still get a chance to be with her. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. Okay, so what happens? He was hoping that he could be with her, right? He meets this chick, thinks she's attractive. They're out there having a little bit of fun. He's like, yo, what's up? I'm trying to holler at you tonight. Can we hang out? Yeah. Well, you know what's on his mind, right? Might not be the same thing that was on her mind. So he's thinking, yo, I'm about to get lucky. And then it doesn't work out. What happens? Yeah. And Deepak drops me off at another place, a little right of the Marriott Hotel, known as the Fisherman Huts. This place is not so far from, he's stuttering, right? He's nervous. He's in front of the judge. He's about to get smashed with a 20-piece on top of the other time that he's doing, right? The next hotel is the Marriott, and the next hotel after that is another Marriott, which is a timeshare. Then it's he pauses, the Holiday Inn. We walk along the beach. All right. Do Deepak and Satish get out? I know I'm probably not pronouncing these names correctly. You know what I mean? Come with what happens? You know, they're like, yo, what's up, dude? You tell us what happens here. We're done playing games with the ums. You know, you're in federal court and we think you're a piece of shit. And we want to know what happened. And he really is a piece of shit. This dude's a real piece of shit. Or the white dude's gonna smash him when he gets to federal prison. We'll talk about it in a minute. No, Deepak and Satish leave. They leave. They go back to their home. I assume they go back to their home. They get in their car and they leave. I'm actually with Natalee walking along the beach. I find a space before we get to the Marriott Hotel where I lay her down. We lay down together in the sand and we start kissing each other. I get her to kiss me again and we start kissing each other. And I start feeling her up again and she tells me no. She tells me she doesn't want me to feel her up. Oh, I insist. My man's got the R in him, right? He's got the big R. You guys know what the big R is. Can't say it on YouTube. What do you think's going to happen to him when he gets to federal prison? I keep feeling her up either way. She knees me. She ends up kneeing me in the crotch. Oh, when she knees me in the crotch, I get up on the beach and I kick her ex extremely hard. That's how he's talking. I'm not like stuttering. It's him. Hard in the face. She's laying down, unconscious, possibly even dead, but definitely she's unconscious. And when I see right next to her, there's a huge cinder block laying on the beach. This dude's a real scumbag, right? What would you do? Like when I walked in with 40 and the East Coast car and Stevie Burke, this dude shows up. You know what happens? Dudes volunteer. They volunteer to punch his head off his shoulders. That's what happens. What do you mean punch his head off his shoulders? You might even get some cats to be like, yo, I'll put that knife in him, homie. For the big homie, I'm going to end his life. And these might be dudes doing 5, 6, 7 years. And there's still dudes there just like that. Exact. Same cinder blocks. When you say cinder block, I'm looking at the walls of this place. Is it like those? Exactly. Same cinder blocks. I see a huge cinder block laying on the beach. I take this and I smash her head in with it completely. Her face basically, collapse in. Even though it's dark, I can see her face is collapsed in. Afterwards, I don't exactly know what, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And I decide to take her and put her into the ocean. So I grab her and I half pull and half walk with her into the ocean. I push her off. I walk up about to my knees into the ocean. I push her off into the sea. He's stuttering, right? After that, I get out and then I walk home. You get out and you walk home. Like, this dude's a real piece of shit, right? So now some people will tell you he gets the 20 years, right? He gets the maximum sentence for what? Wire fraud and trying to extort Natalee's mom and all that. You want to know where your kid's at? Pay me some money. I'll tell you exactly what happened. This dude's a real piece of shit, right? Let's take a look at some of this. Since the sentences he is serving in Peru and in the United States are running concurrent with each other, he will not serve any time in the United States. However, no time in the United States, so he's safe, bro. He ain't going to the feds, Chad. However, if he gets parole, he would have to come serve time in America. Regardless of what happens in Peru, Vander Sloot will serve 20 years. So he's in Peru, right? He's doing his time in Peru. If he gets parole, maybe they will parole him over there. They're like, get rid of this cat. Let them pay for it. He gets parole. Where's he going to end up? He's going to end up in the feds, right? Comes over to the federal prison system. And then if he gets around the right people, they punch his head off his shoulders. However, let me see. Holloway was never found in Alabama. Okay, Alabama judge declares her. I know all that. Are you wondering why? Are you wondering why the U.S. Attorney's Office offered this cat a deal like this? Let's talk about it for a minute. They offered this cat a 20-year deal that, hey, look, man, we're not going to make it consecutive. We're going to let you do it concurrently with the time you're doing over there in Peru. Man, listen, I'm not here to... Listen, man, this dude's a piece of shit, man. I can't even believe that he got a plea like that, right? You think that the government didn't know what he did before he ended up entering into this plea agreement? Before he got this is a sweetheart deal. He's already doing a 20-piece in Peru. He's good, right? Doing a 20-piece over there. I think they might parole his ass. You know why? Let someone else put the bill for him, right? Hold on, let me see something. I'm pulling a couple things up while we're talking. In Peru prison. I mean, remember they said he was severely beaten up already, right? He was in Peru. They beat him up, or at least they said they beat him up. Does anyone know if it's really true? Did they really beat him up, or is it just a bunch of bullshit? So what happens? Everybody wants to know what's going to happen to Joran or whatever, however the hell you say his name, right? Oh, Sloot. I call him Sloot. That's the name I gave him. You guys don't like it. I don't know what to do. It's Sloot tonight, right? So if Sloot does make it to federal prison, he'll have the majority of the 20-year sentence served already, right? Probably by the time he makes it there, if they grant him, since they granted him parole, right? He'll be not having too much time left. But where would the Federal Bureau of Prisons send him? If he was going over there right now, based on the violence, I know he's not convicted of violence, but they know what he's done. Grand Prairie, Texas, Designation Sentence Computation Center. They may very well, key him in. He may not be in a U.S. federal prison, Nikki. He may not be. So they'll key him in. They don't care if they send him to a penitentiary. He's got some violence on there. They know that, he's not convicted of this murder here. They know he's got the convictions over in Peru. They know how much time he's done over there. He's got a criminal history. They might hook him up, send him over to USP Canaan, right? You think, well, how does this shit really work, Chad? We need you to hit that like button, man. We only got damn, bro, shit. YouTube must be broke, man. We only got 47 likes, 163 people in the house. Hit that like button. It helps your boy out and it don't hurt you at all, right? And now someone will be like, man, you're begging for likes, you white bitch. What? Man, hit that like button, man. Look out for your boy. We might even give out some audiobooks, all right? Since Baby Joke says I never got my audiobook, Chad, check your spam. And if it ain't there, well, then you know what, man? Hit me on the Cashapp with a 25-piece. No, I'm joking. Send me another email, man, and I'll send it in the morning, all right? Been super, super busy. I usually send everybody their books, so make sure you check your spam. From Freedom Fighters, not Blood on the Razor Wire. I usually send them from Freedom Fighters. But anyway, and damn, bro, you could have just emailed me on the low. You ain't got to blow me up on here like, yo, Chad, I ain't get my book. You ain't keep your word, bitch. Nah. What? There goes your book. I'm just playing. Is he Dutch? I think he is, right? Didn't their parents have some bread? He's a piece of shit. Give me 5 minutes with him. So anyway, how's this stuff really work, man? What do they do, right? Sloot, they key him in. They're like, yo, man, you might have the wrong guy down there. It's like, you know what? Oh, I know who this piece of shit is. Yep, send him to Pollock. Chad, you say it wrong all the time. Well, what do you want me to call it? Pollock. We'll call it whatever you want. I think it's a good possibility this cat could end up in a very dangerous place. And you're thinking, well, they got USP Tucson for guys like him, right? Remember, he's not convicted. Not here. He's not convicted of a sex offense. He's not really convicted of murder over here either. He's convicted of some kind of bullshit charges, and he gets the statutory maximum. It's not even a guideline sentence. This is the most he could have got. He agrees to the 20, right? What is prison life like in Peru? Well, when I did the 15 years in Peru, Nikki, no, I'm just joking. We'll talk a little bit about that tonight, too. So anyway, long story short, someone could key him in. If he ends up in a prison, any normal prison, and people are like, man, they got USP Tucson and they got Coleman too, and he'll be okay. He may not be okay there either, right? You know why he might not be okay there? Because there's always dudes in different places, right? They got some problems in their head. So someone might be like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do, man. I'm about to get out of here. I owe this dude $150 over there. I owe this dude $300. Yeah, they've been getting high, smoking, chewing cigarettes. They ain't got no money to pay their debts. They might take a dude like Sloot and, like they did Whitey Bulger, walk up and stab him with a pencil. Punch him in the face when he's sitting down, physical altercation. Now that guy gets to get transferred out of the prison that he's at. And he's like, yo, I'm out of here, man. And I use Sloot. Then when he gets to the next prison, dude's like, man, where'd you come from? Yo, bro, they had me in population at Tucson. I was only there for 3 weeks. That dude Sloot showed up, and I got him. And like, all right, where's your detention? Oh, it's right here. There's detention order. But yo, bro, why'd you stand on the arm for 3 weeks? Now they might jump on that cat. I'm saying some of this stuff about how they line you up. They'll line your ass up. Somebody don't like you, they'll line your ass up. They'll send you over to USP Pollock. They might send you over to Beaumont. Like, oh yeah, I know what this cat is. Usually it's probably some old hillbilly down there in Texas that don't like sex offenders. don't like people that, take advantage of nice young white, just call it what it is, right? Nice young white American girl, right? This guy's from another country. He victimizes this, girl who probably had a good family. I'll hook his ass up. They know what's going to happen to you. Doop, 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 doop. They put it in there. They don't give a shit. And that brings me to what, we're going to still talk about Vandersloot. Should we get into, I probably should talk about that. He goes to, let's say he does go to a maximum security prison. Man, white dudes are going to be on this cat right away, man. Dudes are going to volunteer. Like, yo, I'm going to smash this dude, bro. I don't have no problem smashing him. It's a good possibility he ends up in the penitentiary once he gets paroled. Well, he ain't going to have that much time. He's going to go by the points, and I'm sure his points are pretty high. I guarantee his points are pretty high. They might even put 6 points on there for a detainer, acting like Peru didn't really parole him, right? And once he gets to the prison, like, man, you can fix that. See your unit team. You go to the unit team right away. As soon as you get to the prison, you're like, yo, man, this has got to get fixed. Don't you know who I am? They're like, oh, yeah, we'll recalculate your points at your next team, man. We're going to do that in a year. Your ass is hit. You're hit. So you're going to be around some white vultures, some dudes that are like, yo, guess who showed up? Same shit they said when Whitey Bulger showed up at Hazleton, right? Yo, you ain't going to believe this shit. What's up? Look over there. Who is it? Whitey Bulger, bro. I'm about to smash him. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to plot on his ass. What happens if he ends up at an FCI, Nikki? Nikki wants to know what's going to happen to him, right? Henry Clark, he murdered. Yeah, he did murder. He admitted to murdering her. Everybody knew. He's a piece of shit. Yeah, Vandersloot's the guy that killed that blonde-haired girl. So anyway, he shows up at an FCI. If he showed up at Vander is going to get hit up by J.D. Daly. Oh, shit. So let's say he shows up. I know they smashed him in Peru, right? Shows up at an FCI. He might show up at a place where some white dudes are like, yo, I'm not going to stab him, but I'm about to bust his shit open. I want to get out of here anyway, man. Might get a transfer back closer to home. I'm sure someone will put their hands on him, man. And in any federal prison he ends up in, that's either a medium or a penitentiary. This cat's not going to a low. I'm going to tell you that right now. They may, be like, yo, you know what? We're going to send him down to USP Coleman. And he might be all right there for a little while. But somebody's going to be like, at some point, someone's going to be like, you know what, man? I'm smashing this dude, man. I'm about to smash this cat. Hold on, I need to get a little bit of water. So I think Vandersloot probably won't have a great time. I could get on here and tell you like this. Vander needs to sell with Fleece Johnson. I could get on here. I think Vandersloot might even fight back. I see it in him a little bit that he may fight back. But what really happened on that fateful night? You want to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about this Peru thing? What happened? Remember when you were younger, man? And, you might go to the USA, well, where we were at was USA skating rink. You meet a chick. You guys are hanging out, or there's a house party. You're like, damn, bro. You're telling your boys, like, she's feeling me, bro. I'm about to come up, dude. And your boy's like, yeah, that's what's up, dog. Go ahead, do your thing. And the next thing you know, man, dude didn't come up. He started, and an old girl was like, hey, come on, there's some dudes in here. You had this shit happen to you before. You're kissing the girl, you know what I mean? I might have to hit it with the... I'm just messing around. But you're kissing the chick. You start touching her, you know what I mean? You're like, yo. You think she's feeling you, and you start to... And then she moves your hand. Then you start trying to go down, and she moves your hand again. And then it's like, whap, 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 whap. Return to sender. It didn't work out. My man got mad about it, right? And she's like, she probably was telling me, hey, stop. He didn't probably tell all of the truth, right, to the court. He told them enough to get his 20-year deal. But he's trying to, touch her. She need him in the balls. He's like, oh. And he responds, right? He responds. He kicks her in the head like, he probably slapped her, then got up and he was angry. His balls are killing him. He's bent over and she's like, and that's when he kicks her. She's probably trying to stand up at this point. After she already need him in the balls and she got him good, she's probably trying to stand up and he kicks her in the face. Is she dead? Probably not. But this piece of shit kicked her so hard that he knocked her out. I don't think she consented to anything. I think she did. I think that they were hanging out. She thought he was a good-looking kid. She's a good-looking girl. They're hanging out, doing what youngsters do. Bam. $11 for a pitiful fucking... I think that's what happens, man. And she does knee him in the balls, and then he just flips. Boom. And then maybe he does panic and think, man, she's dead. But I don't know what would push you to, yeah, we just read his statement that he made in the court. What would push you to pick up the brick and hit her with the brick? Like, come on, bro, are you serious? You got some mental health issues, man. You hit this chick in the face with a brick and then you take her out into the water. Crazy, right? Let me see. The suspect in the 2005 disappearance of American Natalee Holloway in Aruba, Joran van der Sloot, has been severely beaten in prison in Peru. His lawyer, Maximo Eltes, told the CBS News. So he's severely beaten, right? And I think they put some pictures out back then and all of that. Judge, Peru's ambassador to the U.S., face charge in the United States. I'm trying to look I want to find some pictures of him like lumped up, dude. Van der Sloot beaten in a Peruvian prison. Let me see his face. Now, someone needs to crack his shit, man. He needs his shit split open once or twice. So, I mean, I'm sure, that Peru prison probably isn't very nice. Probably a little bit violent. But at the end of the day, if this cat makes it, let me see. They also have the audio of this transcript when he got sentenced. 20 years on maximum. So that, that's the deal. That's what happened. So now, we're in DC, right? And the BOP director gets up and she speaks. One of the only people that it doesn't really allow any questions. I don't think she's a horrible person. I think that she might be a little bit naive to where she's at and in the prison system she's been tasked with running. And it just kind of, they don't, they give you what they're supposed to say. They don't give it to you real, and that's why I ended up, I got the mic down there when I was down there. Network engineer tech, that's what's up. We appreciate the $20 donation. We need some likes though. Hit them like buttons for us, folks. Let me hit it. I'm allowed to hit the like too, right? He got 2 girls pregnant while he was there. Oh yeah. Dude's a real I guess he's a real playboy, huh? Good thing they hollered at him. He might have looked for a brick. Let me see if it's 2 women pregnant. I think I read something. Oh yeah, Van der Sloot impregnates women while in prison. Nice guy, huh? But his lawyer denies he got women pregnant in prison. His lawyer says it's not true. Joran van der Sloot to marry in Peruvian prison. Wow. Wow, he's getting married in prison, huh? Somebody's going to marry this trash can. No way. Did this cat get married? Does anybody know if this cat got married? See, I didn't do enough research. Chad, his dad was an ex-judge. The money talks in them countries. I understand that. I read that. But I don't know. His dad can't save him over here, though, right? The Dutch national is getting married in late May or early June to a Peruvian woman he befriended in the prison in which he's being held. Listen, man, this cat right here. Can you believe someone married this cat? She's 5 months pregnant. The accountant has a 2-year-old boy from her previous relationship. Man, what the hell is going on in Van der Sloot's mind, right? Let's see. Let me check and see. I got to learn how to be able to put these pictures and stuff up in here. You guys know I'm always busy. Oh, okay. Well, you guys can pull up her picture, all right? You guys take a picture at Leda Figueroa Uceda, because I'm not going to say nothing about her. Well, maybe I will. She's an absolute nutcase, okay? She is an absolute nutcase. If you're going to marry this cat, man, something's wrong with you, especially if he told her the truth, right? But he may very well not end up. His dad died, was implicated in their disappearance. Yeah, it's kind of like that shit that happened down in South Carolina. The whole family gets involved, right? Call dad. He's a lawyer, man. What do you mean he's a lawyer? Yeah. His dad's running around whacking people. So that's the truth about Van der Sloot. But like I was talking about the BOP director, look, these people, there's no accountability, right? She's at the top. She might want some changes, but when you got the cops that are nasty, the cops don't have no problem beating on you, hating prisoners. Not that, it's a hug a thug type of thing, but, and you got some dudes in there that are just, that are off the chain. You got some dudes in there that are violent, disrespectful, and sometimes the cops do bounce you off the wall. Sometimes that happens. Not on the cops side, but I've seen some dudes in there that, got bounced off the wall where I was like, yeah, he probably needed that, We had this one dude in the unit, how you like Dabo? He knocks his kid's teeth out and dude, the cop slammed his head against the wall. What? That's wrong. This dude was one of the biggest assholes in the unit, man. Big mouth, always starting shit. So when they banged his head off the wall, I was eating microwave popcorn when it happened. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. Dude was an asshole, man. But you have these people that just don't give a shit in there, right? Some people just hate prison. A lot of them just hate you because you're in prison. You're a piece of shit. You're a trash can. We hate you. So changing the culture in there, what you have to do is you have to go in there and you have to start getting rid of the guards, right? You got to hire new people because the old people aren't going to listen. They're already, they already got this shit in their mind. Hate prisoners. Prisoners are always out to trick you. Some of the shit that they teach them in training that, federal prisoners are smart and they'll try to outsmart you and they'll try to trick you, and you women, they'll try to get in your pants and break dance in your pants. So stay away from them. Don't get friendly with prisoners. Yeah, and all of this, man, the girl lost her life and her mother, mother's suffering and probably continues to suffer. Hey, there's some crazy motherfuckers out there. We got a 16-year-old girl in my city. She's been missing for about 45 days. They found her, man, slashed up. There's people talking about some other things that happened. People talking about there's a serial killer in my city now that's killing women. And we've had this happen here before with Artie Shawcross, where he was running around killing prostitutes, and it's pretty vicious. So anyway, we went down to DC, right? I put that little video up earlier today. I don't really get invited to sit on panels because I'm going to tell them how it is. If I sit down a panel, I'm going to talk about my friends that are left behind. I'm going to talk about the women that deserve a second chance to get out. Some people made some ignorant comments on there like, they deserve to be there. I was in prison before. I almost blocked a dude from the channel, bro. This is their 4th or 5th time. You don't know shit, bro. Everybody's situations. We might be talking about a dude that only did something one time. And I highlighted the dude, Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams, poor, sitting in a crack house, getting $500 a week, selling drugs for someone else. They find 3 grams of crack. I don't know. I don't remember the exact amount. Gets out of jail, 22 years old, nowhere to go, no food to eat. The only thing he knows how to do is sell drugs. They put Billy D. Williams in another spot. Let's say he gets caught with an 8-ball. Next thing you know, he gets a Fed case, 50 grams or more conspiracy, and he pleads guilty. The lawyer never tells him, hey, bro, if you plead guilty, your mandatory minimum's life. What the fuck? What? He's just a young kid. He don't know nothing about the law. North Carolina, not the brightest bulb at the time. He don't know what he's doing. Just plead guilty. You're going to be all right. They're going to give you 15. You're going to be all right. It's better than life, son. Okay. Your Honor, I'm guilty of 50 grams or more. Well, son, I have to impose a mandatory minimum of life. You understand that? What the fuck? What? This bitch-ass motherfucker just told me fat motherfucker. He didn't know what he was doing. What defense lawyer tells you to plead guilty to life for a nonviolent drug crime? Those are the dudes that are trying to get out, man. It says his 20-year sentence is to run concurrent with his Peruvian sentence. Yeah. That's what the U.S. Attorney's Office did, right? Like the prosecutors, the same type of office that sent Billy D. Williams, an American citizen, to prison for life for a nonviolent drug crime. With your boy Joran over here, he ends up with, not too much time. So anyway, man, that's kind of like my spill on that. I know everybody wants to be like, yo, when he gets to federal prison. And, if they didn't see this video, then they might have came out and told you, when he gets to federal prison, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen to Vander Sloot. People don't even realize he's probably not going. If he does, it's going to be for a short time. And I do think that he'll probably get crushed. Let's say he came to Raybrook when we were there, right? If he came to our unit, I got a burp. Sorry. No, not on no tough guy shit or nothing, but we'd have definitely smashed him. We have to smash him. He came to my unit, man. He's not just going to be walking around. We're going to call him in the cell. Hey, bro, let me holler at you, man. Hey, man, you know what? Someone closes the door. Man, I was going to take, boom, and then you blast them. You got 2 or 3 people on them. You beat on them until the cops come, and they get them out of there. Why? Why would you do something like that, Chad? I don't know why. Exactly. But there's some anger in your heart. Sometimes you want to lash out. Sometimes you're like, this dude's a piece of shit, man. And this is what he deserves. This dude's a piece of shit. Make no mistakes about it. And you just feel like, you know what? We're going to get some get back for the family, man. We're going to get some get back for the family. And you know what? This 20-year punishment that runs concurrent with that joint you got in Peru, that ain't good enough. Well, who are you to judge and who are you to sentence? Well, I mean, we don't usually go by the rules when you're a felon and you're a bad guy, right? Like those rules don't apply. This is federal prison. This is a place that's filled with loneliness, anger, and violence, bro. This is what it is. And before I go, let me say this, right? There's a dude. Some of you guys might not know who he is. Some people may. I'm not going to say his name specifically, but I expected him to be at this sentencing. It's called the Rewriting the Sentence, right? Summit. This dude's supposed to be there and he's not there. And I'm like, damn, why ain't this dude here? Like, this is the dude, you know? This is the face of rehabilitation. This is the guy that people are like, damn, man, this dude did this, this, and this. This dude was at the White House. This dude was with Trump. You know, this dude, you know, was a lawyer and, you know, he went from being in prison to being a lawyer and a law professor. Like, this is the dude, man. This is the dude that a lot of people looked up to. And I don't want to say he's guilty or whatever, but he's got some shit that happened and some stuff that's going on that he was the face, though, man. He was the face for you to say, hey, judge, if, you know, look what this guy did. He got out. Look what he's done with his life. And Mr. So-and-so deserves a second chance. And Miss So-and-so deserves a second chance, right? And I didn't know all the details until about 2 hours ago. Well, I still don't know all the details, but I read some of the stuff. And I just say that my feelings were hurt. Numerous people have hit me up, right? The haters, I call them, right? We see that all the time. Yo, bro. Hey, even some other lawyers like wrote me. Look, and my response was, look, man, I'm not going to hate on this dude. You know, if this shit's true or whatever, then it sucks. But on the flip side, what really sucks is that he was the face of this movement. He was the face of this movement. And it makes other people question. You know, we thought this guy was a great guy. We thought this guy turned it around. And now look. So it does hurt a little bit. Disappointed, sad. You know, and there's another guy that got up there, and I'd like to bring him on, right? He was up there talking, sentenced to life. Jason, if you're watching, really good dude. And he talks about the time when they called him for clemency. He's serving life. One of the first people to get clemency from Obama right after Alice Johnson. And he started to cry, right? Because he was like, man, I got a second chance at life. And he's done everything he can with his second chance. This dude's a good dude, man. Shit is crazy. I just read that comment about the Pisces. But you know, he started to cry up there, and it got me a little bit upset, a little emotional, because I remember the time when they shot me down. Jeff Nadeau. Might be some big news about Tommy Reynolds coming soon. Stay tuned, I promise. Anyway, he started to cry, right? And it took me back to that day where they called me on the intercom, and I thought I was getting out of jail. And my case manager was like, look, they denied you today on Obama's last day. And the kid that I did a petition for that had some stabbings, blood gang member, assault on staff, he got it. He ended up getting it, and I didn't get it. And you know what? I got teary-eyed, man. I felt the tears run down my face when my boy was up there talking, man. And it hit home, man. Like, damn, man. This shit right here, it hit home. And I wanted to ask a question. And they wouldn't let me. They didn't call on me, right? You had to put your hand up, you know. This lady just kept like looking at me and going over me. I was going to ask the real question, so I took it upon myself to walk down and talk to the pardon attorney myself, just me and her. And she told me, she said, I know exactly who you are. And I told her, like, look, there's just these people that are stuck that won't never get out on compassionate release through their judge. Their only hope is through you, is through clemency. We talked about Obama here and 1,700, and everybody's praising him for 1,700 clemencies. And I said, yeah, but it was supposed to be 20,000. That's what they said when they started the Clemency Project, right? 10 to 20,000. We're going to get these people out of jail. And that's what he did. He did 1,700. Yeah, it was a start. It was great. 1,700 people got their life back. You know what I mean? Wonderful. But it should have been more. Is Biden on board? That's what I want to know. That's what I asked her. She said, look, me and my staff are doing everything. I said, I know what you and your staff are doing. I'm aware. But is Biden on board? And she kind of hinted towards, look, there's a lot of things going on in the world, but I think he's on board. And then there was a governor sitting up there. I believe he was a Republican governor from Maryland. And he's like, look, we shouldn't be giving out clemency just on Christmas and Thanksgiving, like it's some kind of present. You know, we should be doing this to fix injustices. And that's why I got up and I spoke and said the things that I said when I did get the microphone. That's why I got up there and said the things that I said. Uh-oh, reception's a little shaky. That's why I walked up there and told the pardon attorney, I need to talk to you personally, just me and you, since they wouldn't allow me to talk on the microphone, right? You wouldn't allow me to express what I wanted to express. And this isn't a knock on the people that are there, right? Because everybody has their legitimate, to them, their legitimate questions. But a lot of these people haven't experienced, some of these people are lawyers and judges and, they've read books and you're not talking about the real shit. Let's talk about the real shit. Hit that like button for us one time if you're in here. 263 people. They say it helps us. Why wouldn't you want to help us, right? I want to ask real questions. I want to ask you about, what do you think about the policy that says under Section 53 or 3553A? No. I want to ask you when you start letting these motherfuckers out of jail, man. What do they need to show you? You're the pardon attorney. What do you need to see? What has the president told you that he wants to see in a clemency petition? What can we do to make this shit better so we can get people out of prison that deserve to get out? That's the question I want to ask you. What can we do? And I told her, I said, I'm the dude that puts all the pictures in the clemency. She said, I've seen them. I like the pictures. The pictures mean something. And, I got that from Judge Preska when I sat on a panel with Sean Hopwood and Judge Preska and Harlan Protas, who invited me. And I think she said something about pictures and letters from family. And when she said that, I was like, boom, I'm going to start putting them in my clemency petitions. I want the clemency office. I want the president to see that this man or that this woman, they have family that care about them. They got kids that cry at night. Yeah, they made some bad choices. They deserve to go to prison, but they've been there for 20 fucking years, man. Chad, how was it meeting Gleason? I know you had wanted to. Gleason was my lawyer. I met Gleason 10 times, Jeff, while the case was pending. He flew up to see me. We were in court together on 2 occasions. But to see him and he gets off the elevator and he tells me, hey, man, I want you to know I'm proud of you. I want you to know that I feel like I made the right decision by helping you. Yeah, I wrote my shit pro se. I filed my own shit. But he took over. And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here right now talking to you. My shit was that bad. It was that brutal. Now, John Gleason is not from Mass. He's from New York City. But, to see him and for him to tell me, hey, man, I'm proud of you, that meant a lot to me. For me to be like, yo, man, you didn't make a mistake. I really appreciate you. To listen to him talk about Jack Weinstein, who was probably the best federal district court judge in the country. That was wonderful. It felt good to see him and to shake his hand and say, man, I really appreciate you. Because I hadn't seen him since the motion was granted. So that was really good. But anyway, look, I hear my kids up there crying. My wife needs a little bit of help. My wife had to have my wife had a surgery. So things have been tough around here. So if you guys could pray for her, she heals up soon. Because it's hard for your boy up at 5 a.m, take care of the kids. My mother comes or my mother-in-law comes. They take over for a little while. I work, then I go up there. I take care of them so that she can be all right. No leniency for murder or rapists, in my opinion. What about a guy that was 17 years old and made a bad choice and killed someone? Went to prison and rehabilitated himself. Yeah, you can't bring the person back. But should he spend the rest of his life in prison? Is he redeemable? Should taxpayers foot the bill to over-incarcerate people? Probably not. Chad, you are definitely. I'm not the face of reform, bro. I'm just a dude that knows what it feels like to be fucked, to be stuck in there. Don't be thinking bad shit, bro. I'm talking about screwed over. Some of you people, man, you might be leaving some crazy comments after I've said that. I know what it's like to wish that somebody would help you get out. I know what it's like to write lawyers and get rejections. I know what it's like to, get called to the unit team and they say, hey, I'm sorry, but Obama denied your clemency petition. I know what it's like to watch Trump get, nominated on the TV and you're at the door of your cell and you're watching because Hillary Clinton's a Democrat and she's going to do something for criminal justice reform. It was number 3 or number 4 on her list. And Trump wins and hey, man, I'm done. I'm here for at least another 4 years. But then Trump did what he did. We talked about that. The people that helped put this thing on was from the Aleph Institute, big Jewish community. Like these people that really do care about people, they help people, right? And, we know what Ivanka Trump did. We know what Jared did. We know that the rabbi, or rabbi, as he says it, was in the ear of Jared to push him to Donald Trump to say, hey, make this happen, man. People deserve this shit. Make this happen. Some of you might know that Jared's father was also arrested by the feds and prosecuted by Chris Christie, that son of a bitch, right? And Trump did it, man. And because he did it, I'm here. You love Trump. I don't love some of the shit that he's done, but I love the fact that he did the First Step Act. I love the fact that he opened a door so I could get out of prison. I love the fact that, he made it so other people could get out of prison. Say what you want about the man. He passed the First Step Act. He signed that joint into law. And because of it, not 1,700 people. Obama released 1,700. He did some crack law stuff, right, under his administration. So other people got out. But that First Step Act made sure thousands and thousands and thousands of people could go home with their families, man. I'm forever grateful. But anyway, you know what it is, man. We'll be back tomorrow. Blood on the Razor Wire TV. We try to do what we can. We're not just down here telling prison stories, man. I took Bill Stacks with me. If you haven't subscribed to Bill Stacks, please subscribe to him. I'm going to go on his channel. I'm going to do an interview, and I'm asking everybody that watches my channel to go on there because we're going to get them over 1,000 views, all right? Chad Marks is going on Bill Stacks show, and we're going to get 1,000 views. And I'm going to talk about some real shit on there. So you guys might want to tune in and check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. But anyway, Blood on the Razor Wire TV. Until tomorrow, with respect, you already know what it is. We're out.